they got set up for more books, more spin-off games, even more merchandise, and yes, even more fan games. When in the past, before that setup, we already had fan games. Like, of course, cannot forget the infamous Those Nights at Rachel's. And you're wondering, back to ComicGuy, I thought you didn't know about those Nights at Rachel's. I do. That weird experience of noticing those spirits with FNAF didn't happen, I would not know Those Nights at Rachel's. Anyways, rule number 2, adding the new characters before you add the new releases. I think video games do the best job of following this rule. They add the new characters of this that they're setting up for before they add the new releases. And that's by rule number 3, continue on games that had original lab characters. Continue on completely new games before you set them up for let's set up more in other outside media. Take Sonic the Hedgehog, for example. When it first started out, when it first started out, it makes sense that the first game was just Sonic and Dr. Eggman. Then the sequel came out and then introduced Tails. Then Sonic CD came out and introduced Amy Rose and Metal Sonic. Then there was Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and that introduced another part of the Sonic the Hedgehog trilogy, Knuckles. One of the Sonic the Hedgehog characters has been memed to death. Like, you got Knuckles. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, Five Nights at Freddy's was a game that introduced new characters before I set up. Was a game at first that were only focusing on games with original lab characters, but FNAF World actually started the problem. And that leads to rule number 4. Take out the in-betweens and just continue on making the original lab characters games, unless it's a game that everyone would agree wouldn't be canon. Again, you can start. You were fine enough with FNAF 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you start to continue on other side, like World. And this location came along and you realized that was a mistake. So you decided to release this location and forgot all about World and realizing you're a mistake. Then you fall along with Pizzeria Simulator, and next thing you know, you did the same thing. You added a few more mixed games, and then you add can't say it.